Welcome to all to the online class with Mrs. Tripti Sharma. This is English language class. Topic is idioms. Now, let's see the meaning and definition of idiom. So question is, what is an idiom? An idiom is a phrase or expression whose meaning is different from the meaning of the individual words. Examples: get off my back, keep the wolf from the door, hit the nail on the head, spill the beans, etc. Now we know the meaning of idioms. So the question is, who invented idioms? So dear students, idioms were created by Idi. Idi was the very first poet and singer. He was very popular. The word idiom comes from the Greek word idios, which means personal. Now let's discuss why are idioms so important. Are there stories behind idioms? So dear students, to know about the stories behind idioms, we need to step back. These explanations are truly fascinating. These idioms stem from different events such as social, historical, sport, and religion. Now the first idiom is on your screen. Butter someone up. It means to flatter someone. My niece was always buttering up her teachers, so she was surprised when she did not get good marks. Now it's important to know about the origin of this idiom. Dear students, butter is an important ingredient in Indian cooking. In ancient India, butter balls were offered to gods to seek favor and forgiveness. So the idiom is butter someone up. Caught red-handed. This is a famous idiom and we see its use very often. The meaning of caught red-handed is to be caught in the act of doing something wrong. Example: John was stealing a motorcycle when the police caught him red-handed. Origin: in ancient Scotland, butchering an animal that was not of the person who butchered was a punishable offense. In order to be convicted, he had to be caught with the animal's blood still on his hands. However, if someone was caught the meat but his hands were clean, he would not be punished. Isn't it ironical? Eat humble pie. It means be humiliated or to admit you were wrong. Its example is, I had to eat an humble pie when my name was removed from the claim list. Let's discuss its origin. The story refers to the period of 14th and 15th centuries. Those days, hunting was not banned. People were having post-hunting celebrations. Traditionally, the lord of the manor would eat the finest cuts of meat. The baked numbles were given to the people of lower stature. Numbles means internal organs like heart, liver, intestine, etc. Later, Numbles were shortened to umbles, thus comes the idiom to eat umble pie. Under the weather. Under the weather means to feel ill or unwell. Example: I'm feeling a bit under the weather. I think I'm getting a cold. Origin. The story refers to the days when the boats and ships were not so advanced and well equipped. If a sailor does not feel good, he would move to the front part of the boat to protect himself, as the bad weather might worsen his health. So the sick sailor used to be described as being under the weather. Crocodile tears, meaning tears or expression of sorrow that are insincere. Origin. It's a myth that crocodiles shed tears while eating a man. It is factually inaccurate. The expression crocodile tears found its way into Shakespeare's work and became an idiom. Once in a blue moon. It means very rarely. Example: I'm very careful about my health, so it's only once in a blue moon I eat fast food. Now let's know the origin of the idiom once in a blue moon. A blue moon is an astronomical phenomenon. It is visible once every 2.7 years. The moon actually looks more gray than blue. According to NASA, it might appear to be blue when it is affected due to the oils in smoke. Such a condition arises in the case of volcanic eruption or forest fires. Dear students, here on this slide you can see two idioms: off and on, out of pocket. So first let's see off and on. Off and on means irregularly. An example is, she has been working off and on, writing her much awaited book. The next idiom is out of pocket. Meaning is suffer a monetary loss. The example: the venture left me out of pocket. Worth one's salt, meaning doing one's job completely. It is worth one's salt to inspect the deed carefully. The next idiom is pass muster. Pass muster means to reach an acceptable standard. Example: his performance did not pass muster. Take someone to task. No, I am not giving order to anyone. It is an idiom. And the idiom take someone to task means to scold someone. Example: the students were taken to task for not meeting the deadline for project. The next idiom is a dark house. It appears something very scary, but don't worry, it is not so. The meaning of the idiom a dark house is someone who is secretive about his feelings, activities, plans, or skills. Example: Shaurya could also be a dark house for her mischiefs at school. Not hold water. Dear students, can anybody hold water in hand? No. So the idiom is saying not hold water. Let's see what does it mean. Not hold water means not stand scrutiny. We can understand it with the help of this example. The excuse presented by the defense does not hold water. It means what the excuses are made by the defense does not seem correct. Now the next idiom is hold good. It means remain valid, remain credible. Her words held good till she lived. Put one's foot down. Put one's foot down means assert emphatically. Emphatically means with stress. I had to put my foot down to refuse when my son insisted on a new vehicle. Now the next idiom is keep a good table. Good table. Yes, it is related with food. Keep a good table means provide or serve sumptuous food. Yummy. Example: my mother always keeps a good table for guests. Dear students, the next two idioms are at sixes and sevens and take up the cudgels. So first we shall know about at sixes and sevens. At sixes and sevens means in confusion, not well organized. The entire house was at sixes and sevens when I returned from my sister's wedding. Take up the cudgels. Cudgel means a short, thick stick used as a weapon. Take up the cudgels means defend aggressively. The politician took up the cudgels against the minority workers. The next idiom is through thick and thin. It means even when there are difficulties. Dear students, we can understand this idiom with the help of this example. My uncle supported my family for over 10 years through thick and thin. The next idiom is draw the line. It means ascertain a limit. Example: he drew the line at late hours for his son. Hand in glove. It means in close association, wrongly in illegal acts. In close association, wrongly in illegal acts. The example is, they have been hand in glove with the murderers all along. Be a far cry from something. It means very different from something. Example: our ministers are a far cry from what we expect. Ooh, get into hot water. No, it is not that you are asked to put your hand into hot water. It is an idiom and it means invite trouble. The student got into hot water by revealing the information of the leakage of the question paper. The next idiom is let grass grow under one's feet. It means delay or not act timely. Example is entrepreneurship does not allow one to let grass grow under one's feet. Gall and wormwood. It means extremely disagreeable and annoying. Dear students, here let's understand the meaning of gall. Gall means a bitter feeling full of hatred. And wormwood. Wormwood is a bitter herb. So the meaning of this idiom is extremely disagreeable and annoying. Example, the revised syllabus was gall and wormwood for few students. The next idiom is loaves and fishes. Loaves and fishes means material gain. Example, politicians nowadays realign political affiliations readily for loaves and fishes. Be in somebody's good books. It means have a favorable impression. Dear students, we can understand it with the help of this example. Some of my classmates have always been in good books of all teachers. Rest on one's oars. It means cease working for a period. Example, having worked tirelessly for a decade, he rested on his oars for a couple of months. Be at one's wit's end. Its meaning is perplexed. Example, during the pandemic COVID-19, we all are at our wit's end to save the life and economy. The next idiom is to have two strings to one's bow. It means have access to alternative sources of income. The example of usage is dealing in hardware and real estate. He has two strings to his bow. Bad blood. Bad blood means ill feeling. The example of usage. The recent Delhi riots caused bad blood within the communities. Keep the wolf from the door. It means keep starvation away. The example is my parents work round the clock to keep the wolf from the door. Smell a rat means have the reason to suspect something. Example, she smelled a rat when her mother's account was appropriated. The next idiom is snap one's fingers at. It means defy an established norm or convention. Example, the educationists of 21st century snap their fingers at the impressionist schools. Leave no stone unturned means make every possible effort. Example, if I am selected, I will leave no stone unturned to educate the unprivileged children. a mare's nest. This idiom means an unreal thought or concept. Example: supernatural power has proved to be a mare's nest so far. Kick up a row means noise or an issue unnecessarily. Example: the students kicked up a row over the food they were being served. Spill the beans. This idiom means to tell people secret information. Example: I accidentally spilled the beans when I told my friends that we were planning to go to Bali. Get off my back means to tell someone to stop criticizing you. Example: why don't you get off my back? I am doing my best to complete the project timely. Hit the nail on the head. Yes, this is an idiom and it means doing something right. You have spotted the flaw and hit the nail on the head. Thank you.